What's up, people? Round two, part two of the sixth round playoff draft. We had to take a quick intermission. Do you know why? Because we don't have a premium Zoom account. So the meeting
We
was running
cheap.
out. Yeah, we're cheap. We're cheap, but we're at least we're
It's not
honest, right?
cheap. It's efficient.
Efficient. That's exactly what's happening. So we've done round one, we've done round two. We're halfway through the draft. It's my pick next. So I think let's go around, see how everybody's feeling after their picks. Obviously, just relay the picks that you guys have done. Which pick has surprised you so far? Let's start with George. I'm just trying to buy some time because I need to pick my team.
So for me, I went for the Heat and the Mavs, which I'm actually quite happy about, especially considering the picks which I did in the regular season. I think I was a lot more shaky in what the turnout would be. Luckily, it turned out good with the Heat as much. And I think the one which I was kind of most shocked about, you'll probably see it in the replay, was definitely that Nets pick afterwards. Yeah, I was surprised by that. I didn't think I would see that coming from Alex, but I did appreciate it. It was spicy. I enjoyed it.
Two Matts, how are you feeling?
Matt, take away.
I'm pleased. I'm pleased. I've got the Warriors and I've got the Sixers. Warriors obviously did me a lot of good during the season. They were my number one team. Would have obviously liked the Suns and the Bucks, but I believe they're the next best place to go deep in the playoffs. And then the Sixers, they're also, I think, in a really good position to make a charge to those Eastern Conference Finals. So anything can happen. I see you smirking.
Who are you kidding? Who are you kidding? It's not happening.
You're a pessimist. Like,
it's
come
not
on, get
happening.
on that Embiid hype train. You've been hyping him up all year.
Poor guy's got no help. Get Glenn Rivers out of it. Bray, how you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I think the Bucks are the favourite to make it to finals in the East, and the Grizzlies have got potentially two matchups against teams that have injuries. So yeah, I think if they play the Clippers in the first round and the Timberwolves, man, they're mentally so much tougher than the Timberwolves. Like, it wouldn't even be close. And I think that's just an easy series for them. They might have some trouble with the Suns, but who knows what happens if Chris Paul gets injured? We might be in with a shout.
All right, that's enough stalling. Good Lord, I'm looking at this board. It's not good. The reason it's not good is because I could also doubly betray myself, and I've already betrayed myself once. I don't think I can do it again. I'm also looking at another team where I'm just like, what is the point of picking them? It's just a complete waste. So I'm really gonna have to roll the dice here. I'm gonna go with the team that I think could potentially make the most amount of noise in the playoffs as a low seed. East is really competitive, but out west, and I'm going to go with the ugly sister. I'm going to go with the Los Angeles Clippers. They've just got Paul George back. Ty Lue makes a ton of adjustments in playoffs. They actually went to the conference finals last year. There was some noise about Kawhi coming back. I don't think he will be back. Who knows? But they are a massive roll of the dice for me. So I am going to go with snip, snip. Yes. The Clippers. Bray, you're up next.
Yeah. Who knows? Only Kawhi knows. I think they would have been my pick, to be perfectly honest with you. I think, they've been great. Okay, I've got two options. I can pick someone with a puncher's chance, or I can make the homer pick. But then I'd also be playing myself in the first round, which is, I'm just throwing it away basically.
The suicide mission, yeah.
Which is a bit of a tough one. I think I'm gonna have to go with the Raptors over my Bulls, just because the weird upset pick is to say the Raptors could beat the 76ers. I don't think it will happen because I don't think they've really got anyone to answer Embiid. I think a lot of people are saying, "Oh, Matisse Thybulle's not going to play. Harden's going to be terrible." but I think the Sixers have got enough to beat the Raptors. But if things break one way, if someone gets injured, the Raptors have got a really, really talented squad, and are a better team than the Bulls in the playoffs, as we've seen over the second half of the season.
Nice pick. X factor for the Raptors. I've been saying it. It's Scotty Barnes, man. Rookie of the year. He's an absolute monster. You wait till you see what he does against us, Mr. Harris. Big problems. Big problems. All right. Speaking of Mr. Harris, you are up next, round 3. Who are you taking?
Well, looking through the board, there's actually only one team left who is guaranteed to be in the playoffs. The remaining teams are play-in teams, and the only one which isn't is the Utah Jazz, and that is who I will be selecting for my third pick.
There is actually
So
one
much
more team.
disrespect, because the Bulls are still available. I have just spent the last 25 minutes slagging them off, but yeah, they're still there.
Yeah, as much as that could have appeared to be a dig at the Bulls for getting absolutely demolished by the Bucks, that was not. That was an innocent mistake. So yeah,
the Jazz. I think I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to put you on blast. Actually, what a waste of a pick that is. I know you don't have a lot to do with.
Who else are you picking though? This is a bad bunch.
I understand. But I looked at the Jazz at the 5th seed and I was like, nah, I'd rather go for the Clippers. Do you see what I'm dealing with here?
Yeah, but the Clippers are no longer available.
No. But what I'm trying to say is that the Jazz are a 5th seed. They're in the playoff, and I chose to pick a team who potentially could miss the playoffs. That's how not confident in the Jazz I am. I think they're gone. I think they're the Blazers. I think they're the Blazers. They're done, George. They're done out here.
I could see them beating the Mavs. I could totally see them beating the Mavs. I could see that happening.
By the way, can we just speak about how the Blazers have completely tanked for the last 11 games and just lost it all?
Yeah.
They are nowhere to be seen.
It's when we did the trade and we were doing well for a bit, and they were like, "Guys, what are you doing?"
Yeah. Take Simons out. He's too good. He's too good. He's too good.
We're supposed to be tanking,
but we're not. We're not talking about tanking. We're talking about playoffs, aren't we, George? So who you taking?
Wow. All I can say, guys, is welcome home to this team. We slogged it out together last season. Slogged it out last season. Bulls making it. Bulls season. Alex was on the ship, and then Matt came right in and stole the boat.
He's off it now, though. He's off it now.
God, man, they've been so bad. They've been like they went.
No.
They were 26-10, and then they went 19 and like 30 something after that. Like it's been really bad.
Don't listen to him. I know. I'm fighting. I'm fighting right with you. And DeRozan going on that tear. Yes, he has carried us a little bit.
I love how you referred to us.
We are going through. Bulls, this is our year. Championship, baby. Bring it back.
This is our year. All right, cool. Ed is up. I've just messaged in the chat. I'm sure he's going to love that Homer pick. I do worry about the Bulls.
George, enjoy it for literally like a week.
Yeah,
it's gonna take. It's the one series in the first round where you go, yeah, that's sweet.
I can imagine. I'm just imagining watching the highlights and Giannis just like left, right, shoulder, yamming it. And it's over.
Absolutely murder us. He's probably only gonna play about 30 minutes a game. He should be like, yeah. He'd be like, nah, we're resting Giannis for game 4. We don't need him. It's just like,
I better do Ed some justice on this. So if Ed was here, he would tell you how he picked. He was going to pick this team, but he didn't choose to pick this team because he believed in them, and it was the biggest mistake that he did. And he actually proved me wrong because I said that they wouldn't be over 500 at earlier start of the season. Yes, we're talking about Mr. Soft Serve himself, Karl Anthony Towns, his team. It's the Minnesota Timberwolves he's picked, Mr. Soft Serve. I'm really hoping Cat comes to play in these playoffs, man. I want to see it.
That would be amazing. I just don't see it. I mean, because even if they beat the Clippers, they've then got to play the Grizzlies, and that's not like it's just like you see you're playing the Grizzlies and you go, oh, that's a tough night. Like that's just going to be annoying. Like they've got Jaren Jackson, who is arguably a defense. He is like a top 5 defense player of the year candidate. And you got to go up him for 7 games or 4. You know, that's tough. That's tough for anyone.
Yeah, we've got Pat Bev, haven't they? You know, experience. Like he's weird guy.
Pat Bev's really swinging that series.
Yeah, he's really weird. He was also wilding out yesterday and like calling the ref trash. Really weird. I don't know if he's trying to get his team ready, but look, respect to them. They're a 7th seed, way better than I thought. Yeah, well, almost.
I mean, sure, they're going to get there. They'll get there. They're not losing 2 games in a row.
Yeah. Okay.
So they'll be fine.
So final round, all we have left are playing teams. So I'll read out the list that we have. We have the Cavs, the Hawks, the Hornets in the East, and then the Pelicans and the Spurs. I'm picking the only team that really has any chance of doing anything, mainly because they've been better recently. And if there's any team that's got an ego and is like, oh, we only come when it's time for playoffs, it's Jay Wild, isn't it? It's the Atlanta Hawks. I'm going with ATL. The Cavs are just derailing at the moment, and I don't see them making it, unfortunately.
The injuries is such a shame.
Yeah,
great. I will say the Hawks don't have John Collins.
Doesn't matter. Trey will win him a game. I have every faith in him. OU boy. Okay, so Bray, last pick for you.
Last pick for me. I'm going to go. I actually would have picked this team over the Hawks anyway. I'm going to go with the Pelicans. I just really like CJ's been there before. They've got a young, feisty team with that veteran leadership. Zion's definitely not coming back, so we can kind of dispel all of that. But yeah, it is a shame. But then I reckon they could sneak in as an 8 seed and get swept in the first round.
Yeah, I mean the Pelicans have definitely. If you thought of what happened with the trade, and I know Jordy, you spoke about this, how it transpired, you wouldn't expect them to be in the playing game, but they've made it, and they're going to be. It's going to be exciting to see what happens. Lancashire Lambert, review your draft and finish out with your final pick.
Yeah. Currently, I've got 2 teams in the West. I've got 1 in the East, and I'm now going to make that 2 in the East. I'm going to have 2 from each conference, and I'm going to select the Cleveland Cavaliers purely off the fact that they were one of my beloved teams last year. I went on quite a journey with them, so it's nice to have them back in the Lancashire Lambert household, and also off the basis that they have 2 chances to make the playoffs, whereas the Hornets and the Spurs have 1. So there you go.
That is smart. I didn't think about that. Shit. Damn it.
Numbers game.
It's a numbers game. The man knows. That's what you get with Lancashire Lambert. 1 win, it's numbers. The person who finished below him, we're going to him next. Is it about numbers for you, Jord? Who are you taking? You've got the bottom seed in either conference, so you could really, screw over Ed some more.
I'm gonna go home once again. Last season, I think when it came up to the question, the team which you found the most entertaining to watch in the NBA, and then you came back and Alex, you even said you had to agree with me, and you even brought it up again this season, and you ended up picking them. So for that reason, yeah, I'm going back for Charlotte Hornets. I'll be going up against Atlanta Hawks. It's going to be a tough matchup. We'll see. Like you said, Trae Young he catches off like it's game. But
LaMelo Ball, it's a great matchup. I'll tell you that
yeah,
much.
exactly.
It's very good.
But the Hornets squad, just watching them play is so good to watch. And when they take off and work together well as a unit, it works well. Of course, at the beginning of the season, they had that Hayward injury, which turned down. But then Rozier was there as that backup. But yeah.
I mean,
Nice
Scary
working
Terry
match.
would get you a game.
Yeah.
Definitely. Hayward is literally just come back as well. He was playing in the Philly game that I saw. It was his first game back, came off the bench.
Nice.
We round out the draft with Ed, who has the Spurs not out of option, but by choice. It's pretty mad that the Spurs are in the play.
Well, it's worth mentioning the Hornets had 9 more wins than the Spurs. Like, it's a big gap. Like if the Knicks or the Wizards were in the Western Conference, they both would have made the playing tournament.
It's crazy because we've always grown up with the Western Conference being, the more challenging, and it's completely turned. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to wrap up the draft, and then you're going to each give me somebody else's set of 5 who you think has done the best, and you can't pick yourself. So we've got my set of teams, the 6th man. I've got the Suns, the Nets, the Clippers, and the Hawks. Fun fact, I've actually got 3 of the teams, or the 4 teams that made the conference finals, I believe. I have. Yeah.
3 out of 4 conference finals.
Bray has got the Bucks, the Grizzlies, the Raptors, and the Pelicans. Most important stat, Bray has got the reigning champ from last year. I'll just say that. Lancashire, Lambert, the Warriors, Philly, Jazz, and the Cavs. That is a licorice all sorts. The Warriors went in the playoffs last year. Neither were the Cavs. They might not make it this year. And then Philly and Jazz are just middle of the road. You don't know what's going to happen. Jord, Heat, Mavericks, Bulls, and Hornets. Party cities, I would say, maybe. Dallas might be fun to go out in. Miami. I feel like you're having a good time. If you're road tripping and you were doing that on a home-to-home basis, I think you'd have a lot of fun. So that's a fun dynamic. And Ed, we don't need to say something about Ed because he's last. He's got Celtics, Nuggets, Timberwolves, and Spurs. Bray, let's start with
the Celtics could get somewhere. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know. I think the East is really competitive. Anyway, Bray, who do you think has got the best set of teams?
My favourite is actually George's because I feel like Luka could be an MVP. For 16 games, he could just be unreal and carry that team. It kind of all works. They don't have Porzingis, which is a good thing because it means they don't have to play him and he's not going to get abused. I think they could easily knock off some teams. And obviously the Heat, number 1 seed, tough as anything. It's just can they score enough points really? And then homer for the Bulls, even though I think they're going to get swept. And the Hornets are a nice throw-in too. But yeah, I'm going to go with George.
Mr. Harris, who do you think? Who do you like other than yourself?
I'm going to go with you, the 6th man. The Suns pick is obvious; they are the favourites. But then the Nets is obviously the bookies' favourites at the start of the season. So going back to them,
no. The Lakers were the second bookies' favourite at the start of the season. So I don't know if we can really trust them.
I want to see the people who betted on them at the beginning of the season. Like,
who in this room said that the Lakers were going to have a good season? Like, and who said that they wouldn't? Just to get that in one final time.
He's in. Definitely not big enough. Okay, George, who do you like?
I'm gonna go to Lancashire on this one. They said it was a bit of a all sorts pick, but like the Nets pick was very tantalizing. But again, I do like because he went for the Sixers and that Golden State as well. I know Golden State haven't been in for a while, but some of their performances has been top notch. So let's see how they get on in the playoffs. I don't want to sleep on that too much, man. Don't want to miss it if they make it back.
Don't we all get along when Ed's not here, right? I'm going to go for Bray. I like Bray's picks. He's got the champions. He's got the Grizzlies up and comers. He's also got the Raptors, who could definitely make the second round if potentially happen. No love for Ed. at all. He's not on this call. I'm sure he'll enjoy watching this back. That wraps it up. So what we're going to be doing is, when we can get hold of these busy people, is review the games and just see how it goes, and then we will have a standing winner. Will Ed repeat? Will it be someone different? I guess you'll just have to find out. So from the sixth man, House of 03, Saltbury, Lancashire Lambert, and House Lascaux somewhere in Italy. We're all signing out. So it's see you in a bit.
Laters.
Peace.